Did you know music hides secrets for those who dare to listen? Hopeful and sweet, but still tragic. The main theme of Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment tells a story of fear, timid determination, and strength in numbers. In just under 3 minutes, we hear the whole story, with a glimpse into the emotions behind it. It opens in a whisper, with that familiar Wild Era color. Solo piano, tasked with delivering what will become our main motif. For now, I'm going to assign this to Zelda, as she's been the primary face of the game so far. It's a clear and simple line that gracefully moves downward by step. Its notes mirroring the fading hope in its expression. Seemingly, it hints at defeat before leaping up at the end as if to say, no, that's not what this is. And it holds out for hope through the suspension and entrance of notes found in many colors. A hint for later. We'll see this back for sure. But for now, we shift our attention to something with less clarity. In fact, something intentionally blurry. An ostinato, or repetition, of parallel fifths and octaves is now found in our piano. And if you've studied music theory before, you're probably sweating right about now. You see, parallel perfect intervals, meaning fourths, fifths, and octaves, are highly recommended to be avoided, and considered major red flags, at least in terms of Western music theory. Now don't tell anybody I said this, but they're not really that bad. Oh, come on! They're commonly used in genres like rock, the blues, and even all the way back to the medieval ages in Gregorian chants. Which is one of the reasons I chose to highlight them here. Because it's almost as if the music goes back with Zelda. Perfect intervals also tend to blur when moving in parallel motion, as each note loses a little bit of independence through the blending of frequencies. Which is just the right atmosphere for a land like ancient Hyrule, one that is both all too familiar and yet so strange. For Zelda and us. It's not unknown, and therefore not new territory. It's just off. Some might even say, blurred. Peeking out from the confusion of the past, we hear a cautious line filled with curiosity. Out of this, you may recognize a variation on a familiar theme. Taking a look at Fi's theme on its own, you'll notice two main qualities, a peaceful air and a lightness. Beginning and ending on the same note with leading tones in a subdivision that throws off the natural rhythm, we're left floating on air. But this variation emphasizes rising more than anything, though it does manage to stay true to its original nature. It's reaching, but for what? I don't know. I'm hoping you noticed the vocals by now. If not, listen again. In direct contrast, just beneath this variation of Fi's theme, we hear voices, heavily electronic, choppy, and nearly unpredictable in rhythm. The nature of this contrasting material feels like the merging of two ideas. Or perhaps two worlds. This middle section builds and reaches up in anticipation, only to crack once it couldn't reach any further. Suddenly, we're hit with silence. The sudden pause, dropping us from the top that we only just reached. However, thankfully, we don't fall for long, as we're caught by the voices, a full chorus, new but not unfamiliar as they gently guide the melody back down in a reiteration of our main motif. Symbolic of allies, as what was once a solo piano is now joined by a full chorus of voices. And as we continue on, each new voice and new instrument color that joins may just represent a new character and a new ally in battle. This is why Zelda was our solo piano. Not because the motif was hers. It's not. It's the Warriors motif, beginning with one and growing to many. What was once a timid solo is now confident chorus, and with it, the intention of the line changes, choosing now to fill the atmosphere with melancholy and determination, a reminder of the reason they fight. And you know, if that wasn't enough, the brass, arguably the strongest section, comes in and just rips the air we've grown comfortable in right down the middle. It's time for change. Nothing will be the same again. We've modulated to a new key, which is technically what changes the mood of the piece. And from here we witness the dance of all moving parts we've seen so far. No line is in the way of another, and instead, they work around and fit together like puzzle pieces, complementing one another. All of which is held together by the steady determination of a march in our snare. A truly beautiful, I've got your back. So the next time you find yourself enthralled by a piece of music, will you choose to hear the notes, or will you dare to listen for the story?
Can you please listen to me? I'm begging you here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Beginning with one and oh my gosh. Rude. Hey, stop that. Back to the medieval area. Oi. Over. Blah. Blah. The variation of Fi's theme. In direct contrast, just beneath this variation of Fi's theme. Oh my gosh. In direct, I can't remember if I called her Fi or Fi.